has been singing the same song that he did a different version of tonight in the Oval Office. Since the very, very start of his campaign, he has made anti-immigrant rhetoric and often factually incorrect screeds demonizing immigrants more core to his presidency than any other form of his rhetoric. And so in your district, in a district, as you say, that is not just diverse, but it's 50% immigrant, and that you can, and you're talking about that sort of economic relationship that you can see between immigrant economic activity and the overall performance of your district. What's the consequence of having somebody as president who's made this core to his message and to what he wants his presidency to mean? What is the harm that's caused by him talking this way and using this sort of platform the way he has, even when he can't get his policies passed?
I can tell you a very personal story. You know, as many people know, I was working in restaurants just a year ago, and when the president first assumed office with his racist and violent rhetoric, people started to send themselves home. And as we know, in restaurants, hospitality, every American eats, if you can, if you're lucky enough, we're able to eat 3 times a day. And that means that we interact with the people who prepare our food 3 times a day. When those people start to go home, local, or rather go back to the countries which they originated from, because many of them consider the United States their home, those places, they go into dysfunction. I remember one of our lead cooks brought himself back to Mexico because he was so scared of the president's rhetoric. We had an insane amount of dysfunction. We're talking about local restaurants, we're talking about local businesses, we're talking about shuttering neighborhoods, and we're talking about people feeling unsafe. And no one should feel unsafe in the United States of America. And that includes our amazing and beautiful and productive immigrant community. And moreover, the one thing that the president has not talked about is the fact that he has systematically engaged in the violation of international human rights borders on human rights on our border. He has separated children from their families. He talked about what happened the day after Christmas. On the day of Christmas, a child died in ICE custody. The president should not be asking for more money to an agency that has systematically violated human rights. The president should be really defending why we are funding such an agency at all. Because right now, what we are seeing is death. Right now, what we are seeing is the violation of human rights. These children and these families are being held in what are called hieleras, which are basically freezing boxes that no person should be maintained in for any amount of time, let alone the amount of time that they're being kept on. And moreover, even if you are anti-immigrant in this country, the majority of immigrant overstays, the majority of the reason that people are undocumented is visa overstay. It's not because people are crossing a border illegally. It is because of visa overstay, which, mind you, he's talking about legal immigration. He's trying to restrict every form of legal immigration there is in the United States. He's fighting against family reunification. He's fighting against the diversity visa lottery. He's fighting against almost every way that people can actually legally enter this country, forcing them to become undocumented, and then he's trying to attack their undocumented status. This is systematic, it is wrong, and it is anti-American. And again, those women and children trying to come here with nothing but the shirts on their back to create an opportunity and to provide for this nation are acting more in an American tradition than this president is right now.